Minasan konnichiwa, James des. Honjitsu eigo ni shimasu. So hello everyone. Today I'm at a park called Himori Park in the city I live, and I just had lunch with my friends and they decided to drop me off here. So before I go home, I thought I would take a walk through the park, but it's raining, so it's one of those days, but it's let up a little bit. So during my walk, I came through this, there's a shrine here. There's a shrine within Himori Koen. And I noticed this poster here, the white poster with the Japanese flag and some kanji characters. And this is actually the first time I've seen this, but if you look, it's, I'll try to explain it a little bit. I'm not really a Japanese history buff or cultural buff, or not very kuashi about a lot of things in Japan, but I guess from what I've heard from my friends or just from being in Japan, I can try to explain it in my own way. ちょっと自分なりに説明しておきます。Also, this is at the very front of a shrine, so this old door is kind of where people can just walk up freely and put money in this hole here. And there's a box in there, if you put money in there, you can kind of just do your own little prayer, and I'll explain what people do when they do the prayer. Also, they clap their hands and bow. So it's pretty cool. I used to come here and do that a lot too. So anyway, I'm not really sure. There's a Japanese flag on top, and then if you look at the first two kanji in red, it says in Japanese ho shuku, and so it's read by the Chinese readings when you put these kanji together. The kanji here on top, if you turn it into the Japanese reading, it becomes there's a verb for it called tatematsuru. And tatematsuru means to offer or to reverently give. I guess you see this kanji a lot in shrines, so it's not too rare to see that kanji floating around shrines, maybe a temple even. But it means to offer or to give up, is kind of my image, like to give something. Sometimes you see Japanese people at ceremonies, that comes to mind whenever I think of this kanji. And this one, the Chinese reading is shuku, and the Japanese reading, if you change it into a verb, would be iwao, or a noun would be iwai, o-iwai, I think, right? And so it means celebration, so it's like an offering or a celebration. And I guess that denotes what today is. It's a pretty special day in Japan. In Japanese, they would say it's the jirai no kawarime, or it means like the change of the change of the era, I guess. Then going down to these kanji, there's a lot of them here, kind of run together. So if you break it down, this is Tenno Heika. And so Tenno Heika basically just means the emperor. But I guess, Tenno means emperor, these two kanji in the bottom. To Heika mean like his majesty or even her majesty. So put all four together, it's his majesty, the emperor. And then at the bottom here it says Go Sokui. And this is just a formal kanji to make it more polite. The real word here is sokui, which means accession or enthronement, I guess. It means like accession to the throne. So the reason this is here at this shrine is because, from what I understand, today is the start of a new era in Japan called Reiwa. And the era that just ended, Heisei, has been around 31 years, and the emperor of Japan, if I'm not mistaken, Akihito-san, he just up and quit his rule as emperor, which is kind of not the first time in Japanese history, but a rare occurrence. I think the first time in maybe 200 years, since the 1800s, has an emperor actually, of his own volition, quit being the emperor of Japan. The reason behind this, I don't really know. I guess you'd have to read up on it in Japanese or really study in English even, if you can find the information. But the guy quit, and I guess they decided to make, since we're in Golden Week already, make today also a national holiday to observe that, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not really sure though. Okay, so that's kind of a cool Japanese lesson. I thought I would give you really quickly. Other than that, Golden Week itself, if you look up on Google, Golden Week Japan, you can read, but it's kind of like a successive put together of holidays in Japan. I've been here for 5 years and I've observed it but never really studied it. Some of the other days are the Greenery Day, Midori no Hi. It's beautiful, spring, summer, everything's green in Japan. There's also a Koromo no Hi, which is Children's Day, specifically for boys. If you have children, it's pretty custom to fly like flags of carps on your home. There's also the Constitution Memorial Day. I'm not sure how to say it in English, but it's Kempo Kinenbi in Japanese. And I guess there maybe are some other holidays like the Showa Day. But anyway, so pretty cool that you get to see this piece of history happening in Japan, where one era gives way to another. Heisei gives way to Reiwa. That's about as best as I can explain it. I'm not really, in Japanese it's called kuashi. I'm not too specific on all this stuff. But anyway, I thought maybe I'll try to make a video. I have no better ideas of what kind of video to make. So about actually doing a prayer, let's see if I can show you this. Let's see, maybe on the side's better. Okay, see if I can explain it. It's saying here you have to bow 2 times. And it's saying how to go ahead and do your worship stuff. Not really worship, just doing Japan's different than it is in America, I guess. It says you just have to bow your head low about 2 times. So just do a bow 2 times. And then it says you got to clap your hands twice. So put your hands together and then clap them 2 times. And then, I guess, sonomamade, in that position, you can say your prayer. And then once you're done with the prayer, it says you just bow 1 more time. So I guess if you want to see what that would look like, first you would, of course, drop your money in here, and then just kind of prepare yourself mentally and do 2 deep bows. And then after that, I'm holding the camera so I can't do it. Whoosh, whoosh, clap your hands together twice, and then in that position, kind of just give a prayer. World peace, happiness, health, anything you might want. And then once you're done with that, you kind of put your hands down and do 1 more bow, then get on with your day. I used to spend a lot of time here just hanging out, and I used to see people do that a lot, and I did it myself a lot too. Anyway, that's about it. I can't think of anything else to say. I'm not sure what direction these videos will go in, if I continue them or not, but should be pretty fun. And maybe next time I'll try Japanese again, but enough for now. Bye-bye.